All right, a very good evening to all of you. Um, some were able to join in the morning. Here we have for the practical session. My name is Shola Ibusi for Business and Tech Transformation Academy. In the morning, we had a good time trying to um, lay a foundation and trying to show you what data analysis is all about. Okay. But then we need to begin to do some practical so that we can move. Okay. So let's try to do one or two things this evening as a way of starting the training properly, practically. All right. So today we'll be launching into Excel. Like I mentioned in the morning, Excel is one critical tool for data analysis. Okay. And of course, as a business intelligence analyst, you cannot do without Excel. Okay. So we're going to be using Excel so much today. So let me show you what it looks like. So this is Excel. Okay. And I'm going to double click it and then I would have Excel open for me. Okay. So this is called an Excel workbook. All right. An Excel workbook. Now, in the workbook, all of this is called a workbook. So you can see at the top, you see book 2. All right. Book, Excel workbook. So in a workbook, you will have worksheets. So look below here, you can see sheet 1. So I'm going to take this assuming that you don't know anything about Excel at all. So I don't want to assume that everybody has seen Excel before or everybody knows what Excel is all about. That would be a bad assumption. So even if you have not seen Excel before, you have not worked on Excel before, if you pay attention, you would definitely grab everything that I will take you through. So just follow me, all right? So uh, this is a sheet, a worksheet, all right? So you can click this plus sign, you have another sheet. You click this plus sign, you have another sheet. So you can have as many sheets, worksheets as possible in a workbook, all right? So I can type something here. This is sheet 4, all right? What I've typed is only meant for sheet 4. If I go to sheet 3, I can also type something there. Whatever I've typed is only meant for sheet 3, all right? And sheet 2, I can decide to also do anything I want there. And then on sheet 1, I can also decide to do anything I want there, all right? Beautiful. And then I can name it. So for example, I will right click and then these options will come up. So I can rename it. Instead of sheet 1, I can say Shola. Okay. I press enter. All right. I can click this and then right click again. And then I can name it and say, whose name should we use now? Let's use Wiki. All right. For sheet 3, I can say, rename and say, um, article. Okay. Sheet 4, I can rename it and say Tinubu. Okay. Then I can do this one and say OB. So you can just do whatever you feel like doing here. So look at all this space. Excel is usually in rows and columns. I told you that in the morning. So from left to right, you have your rows. From top to bottom, you have your columns. So this is a column, this is a column, this is a column. So if you want to do anything that has to do with a column, you click this, the topmost part, okay? So, but when you click inside here, you're actually clicking. So all of these rectangles are called cells. But any cell I click and I'm doing something on it is called an active cell. So we have so many cells, but we have active cells. So any cell at all I click on, this one that is highlighted now, is called an active cell. And that's where I can type my stuff and then do whatever that I need to do, okay? So today, we want to look at a career decision table. So somebody wants to, so of course, I've shown you how to open a workbook, okay? So, and you can come here, come to File, and click Blank Workbook, okay? Another one will open for you, all right? So you can see book 3, okay? But we don't need all of that. So, yeah, thank you, Adeoye Adeyemi. A very good evening to you. So let's go to what we want to do today. So look at this. We want to create, so a particular person wants to know which career to go for. Is it McDonald's, career, or being a doctor, or be playing in the NFL, or an engineer or truck driver? Okay. Now look at the truck driver thing. Now, something is hidden there. It's actually truck driver. So when you click on it, whatsoever that is there will show here. Look at this bar. It's usually called the formula bar anyway. So truck driver, but the driver thing is hidden somewhere, okay? So how about McDonald's? Okay, the manager is hiding somewhere, all right? Still inside here. So you can decide to wrap test, but a way of doing that, or you can decide to click the line between A and B. When you double click it, can you see it expanded it? Okay. So for job market, you double click it, it expands it. So if there are many, you can continue to click and click. All right. So what you can do is to, let me Control Z now and go back to where we were before. Okay. So you can try to highlight all of this, okay, and come to format, and then come to auto fit column width. When you click that, it's going to do all the necessary expansion, everything together, instead of you just clicking one by one. All right, so that's what I just did now, made simple. All right, so let me yeah, very good evening, everyone. Thank you. So let me create another sheet, okay, for what we want to do. I'm going to create another sheet. Okay, so I'm going to name the sheet career decision table. Career decision table. Okay, good. So, and what I'm going to do is just copy this, and bring it here. Okay. Then, so for this person, so let's say this is for career decision table, Mr. Aderuboko. For Mr. Aderuboko, all right? Good. So he wants to be this, he wants to be this, he wants to be this. So he wants to know which one can I go for based on analysis, okay? So the factors, of course, we have pay that will help him determine enjoyment, the work enjoyment, okay, or job market before job enjoyment, job market, enjoyment. Then you can have talent, my talent, Then you can have schooling. The kind of education you need to get. Okay, schooling. Right? So schooling, please try to mute yourself, okay, so that we don't have noise, especially if your background is noisy. All right, I'm going to mute everyone. Okay, good. So let's go back to this place. So you can imagine for McDonald's manager, the salary is not that much. So we're going to be using 1 to 5. 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. So imagine McDonald's manager, the salary is not much. So maybe 2, okay? The job market, how easy is it to penetrate into the job market for McDonald's manager? Maybe let's say 3. Okay, the enjoyment is not much. You will work and work and work and work. Maybe 2. Talent, well, maybe he has a talent. He can lead people. Schooling, nothing much, and all of that. So you can give these values to all of the different jobs. So, but I've done this already, so I'm just going to copy it. Okay, I'll copy all the values. All right, just to save our time. So I'll come here. So I'm going to highlight this, and I'll just Control V. I'll paste. Control C is copy. Control V is paste. All right, so I've pasted it now. So now let's have the total score here. The total score. Now, doing this, it's not about what the thing we are doing exactly. It's about what you can learn from what we are doing. So if you are, if you're employed as, as a data analyst, you might not get to work on something like this at all. So, but the little things that we want to learn here is what matters. For example, the formulas, how to arrange something. Those are the major things that you should be looking out for here. All right. So these numbers are arbitrary. Okay. Anybody can use any number at all. So let's look at the total score. So for example, now, how do you calculate the total score? You can imagine if this is about 20 numbers, you cannot begin to use your calculator. So in Excel, we have formulas. So for any formula you're going to write, you start with equals to. So equals to. So we want to add all these numbers together, 15145. So since you are adding something together, you are doing sum. Okay, so you type sum. So there are different kinds of sums. So you double click this first one because that's what you need, not sum if. I'll teach you about sum if later. So you double click sum, all right? So immediately you double click sum, imagine what came out. Bracket number 1, comma number 2, blah, 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 and then close bracket. So it means that all the numbers you want to add must now follow. So there are 2 ways to it. You can click on the first number 1 and type plus, click on the second number and type plus, click on the third number, type plus, click on the fourth, type plus, click on the fifth, type, close bracket, and you press enter. That's 16. But I mean, that's for somebody that's just starting. You can do that, but there's an easier way. So you say equals to sum. All right. Since you have them, aligning together, you can just click on one and then drag this, drag this, drag this. Okay. So can you see now? B5 to F5. So let me teach you something. I think I forgot to tell you that. You can actually name a particular cell. So out this cell that I clicked now, what's the name of this cell? The name of this cell is N, that is column N2. Okay, the row number is 2. So this particular cell is called N2. Let's look at this one. This is P5. Okay, all right, good. So let me come here. So this should be B5. All right, B5 to F5. Okay, it will pick everything together. Close your bracket, and then press enter. You have 16 there. It has added it together. So you don't need to repeat the formula, every time and say equals to sum, blah, blah, blah. No. Since you want to do the same thing for this one, for this one, for this one, and for that one, all you need to do is you can click here and say copy, and then highlight everywhere you want to apply the formula and do Control V. It will copy and paste the formula for you. Okay, that's one method. Another method, excuse me, Control Z. Another method is this. So another method is you go to the cell and go to the bottom corner by the right. You can see the plus sign, then drag it down. The formula, will stretch down, and there you go. All right. But then looking at this, you will say, okay, 19. That means, oh, to be an engineer is better. But you cannot conclude yet. Okay. So these numbers now that we just gave now, did not take into consideration the importance of these factors. So I'm going to create a column that I'll call importance factor. So let me go on this. I'll right click. I'll do insert. Okay. I'll go to this. I will insert. And then I'll go to this. I will insert. And then I'll go to this. I will insert. Okay. And then I'll go to this and I will insert. You right click and then you go for insert. So this is importance factor. So we want to look at how important these things are. So let me copy and just paste here. Copy, paste, then copy, paste. All right. So and yep. Okay. So there you go. Okay, all stretched out now. Good. So importance factor. Oh, sorry. My importance factor should be up here. So all right. So how important is this? Let's say enjoyment, or let's say job market. How easy is it to go into that job market? Let's say 5. Enjoyment, let's say 4. Talent, let's say 3. The pay, or let's say the pay 3. Let's say the talent 2. Let's say the schooling 1. Okay, that's the importance factor. All right. So let's put this here and here and here. All right. So now this is what we're going to do. We have to multiply this 1 and 3. Okay. 4 and 3. So let's look at the formula to do that. So you say equals this cell, you click on it, then multiply. The multiply sign is above number 8 on your laptop keyboard. So you press Shift 8. All right. And then you click on 3. Can you see now? B5 times C4. And then you click enter. 1 times 3 gives you 3. All right. So you stretch down the formula. All right. But then there's a problem here. How come 180? How come 540? So you can check your formula. Okay. Anytime you do a formula, make sure you check it, because sometimes something might just go wrong. So how come we got 60? Can 5 times 3 become 60? No. So what happened? Now there's what we call relative referencing and then absolute referencing. As a data analyst, you must know this. So you are going to be using it regularly. So relative referencing, you know what this thing did? So look at this. B5, C4, Abi, this one times this. How about this one? 4 times this 3. It shouldn't be this 3, it should be this 3, isn't it? All right. So what it did is to say, okay, 1 times 3, and then 4 times the one that is below it, then 5 times 12 to make 60, then 3 times 60, then 3 times 180, making 540. That is called relative referencing. You are just doing it, you know, gradually as you're coming down. What should have been done is 1 times 3. Every time, 3 must be constant. So since 3 must be constant, you cannot use relative referencing. Relative referencing gave us these huge numbers, okay? And that's not what we need. So you have to use absolute referencing. So go back to your formula, all right? So in between this C4, which is 3, which must be constant, put a $sign. That means that every time 3 will be, that 3 will appear. So enter, okay? So let me stretch down the formula now, stretch it down. Can you see that there's a change now? So let me click any of this. So you see 5 times this particular 3, not this 3. Okay, this particular 3. Let me do this one. 3 times this 3. Okay, 3 times this 3. All right, that's what we call absolute referencing. So let's copy all of this. Want to copy the formula and we'll paste it here. Okay, we'll paste it here since it's the same kind of stuff that will happen there. We'll paste it there. All right, so you can always confirm your formula. Okay, for this one now, for job market, it's supposed to be 5 times 5, 25. 4 times 5, 20. 5 times 5, 25. That means our formula is correct. It worked. Okay, so you can copy and paste your formula. So for enjoyment, 3 times 4, 12. 4 times 4, 16. 2 times 4, 8. It worked. All right. For this, my talent, 3 times 2, 6. 4 times 2, blah, blah, blah. So it worked generally. All right. Good. So let me take this out and take this out. All right, beautiful. So we then need to we need to create the total score. So the total score this time around, sum. All right. This time around we have to pick them. Okay, this plus this plus this plus this plus this. You close your bracket. Good. All right, so let's stretch it down. Yep. Okay, beautiful. So that's the total score. So let's create a chart for this. So I'm going to, or before that, so who has the highest score here? Imagine if this line is about 1,000 lines. Now, it's very easy now because it's just 5. So you can say, oh, 61 is the highest, engineer. But what if it's about 100 or 1,000 lines? Okay, it won't be easy for you to use your eyes. Okay, so as a data analyst, you must be able to know what you can do. So you highlight it, you go to conditional formatting. You come to top, bottom rules. So you go for the top 10%. Top 10% will give you the highest number. All right. Top 10%, we have light red field with dark red text. So the first number will be colored in red. Press OK. Can you see now? 61 is being colored. All right. And let's do this. Bottom 10%. Okay, let's change the color. Let's say yellow. Okay, so bottom 10% means the lowest. So 45 is the lowest. Okay, that's conditional formatting. All right, so let's do a graph here. So I'm going to go to insert, and I'm going to come to charts. All right, I'll click this. I'll come to 3D columns. I'll click this. All right, good. So you can imagine that this is the chart we have now. So, but let me right click. I'll right click and then come to select data. So I want to change this, this horizontal as is now is appearing as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we don't want it that way. So edit. So this is what we want there. So just highlight it. The range has been put here. So, okay, can you see now? Now you have, okay, so now you have McDonald's, Dr. Blah, 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 blah. Good, beautiful. That is done. So, but then you can do a lot of things more. So let's press this, okay, 3D rotation. All right, so let me take this to 50. Can you see the rotation of the bars now? And then we can leave this as 15. Okay, beautiful. So this plus, let's click it. Axis, all right. Axis titles. Okay, axis titles. Okay, for axis title. So this one is the score, right? The total score. Okay, the total score. Let's use this. Let's change the color. Let's use black. Okay, so, and let's come to this career options. Let's come to this and change it to agency, and then let's change it to black. All right. What again? Okay, so we can change this this color to yellow, the fill to yellow. You can change it to yellow. Good. All right. So this plus, we are still treating it. Chart title, we have a chart title already. So let's change it to total score versus career options. Good. So let's click this and change this to this, and let's fill it with yellow. And what again? Let's change this to black. Okay, beautiful. Good. All right. So let's have this plus again. We're not done. Data labels. Can you see it now? The number is now showing on the bars. I think it makes sense. It's good. Okay. So data table, we don't need that. I mean, that makes it somehow. All right. Grid lines. I like grid lines. So I'll click all of the 4, those tiny lines. Okay. Both the major and the minor. Yeah. Can you see the background now? Then legend, we don't need legend because it's just one color all through. So if we have different colors now, we can use legend. Okay, beautiful. I think we are good. So we have done everything about this plus. Let's come to this style and color. So you can see different styles, different styles, different styles, different styles, and all of that. You can choose any style you want, okay? Yep. Okay. So then you can go for colors, different colors. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. and look at this. All right. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, I think I like this. All right, I think I like this. Or is the yellow too much? Everything yellow, yellow. Yep. Okay, good. So, and you can use your filter. Maybe you only want McDonald's and this one. So you apply, only two will show. Okay, these two that you clicked, but of course we need all of them. So let's go for all of them. All right, beautiful. So that is that about that. So you can shrink it a bit. All right, you can shrink it a bit and then bring it here. Bring it here. Okay. All right. There's one more thing I would like to do on this. 3D rotation. I'll come to glow. Okay, no, before that, just don't worry. So that is that about that. Okay. Let's see. So we can do the second one. Okay. We can do the second one. So let me try to centralize this. All right. So you can see I'm picking all the cells here. Okay. So come here, merge and center. So I want to merge all of those cells together and then bring career decision table, Mr. Aderokoko, to the center. Can you see now? And then I can bolden it. Good. So I can bolden all this. Can bolden all this. Can bolden all this. Okay. Yep. Looking good. So let's do the second one, which is this one. Okay. So let's just copy it. Control this for a different set of jobs. Okay. So so for this one, we need to definitely put in the importance factor. Okay, we need to put the importance factor. So let's highlight this and right click. So let's insert. So let's shift these cells to the right. Let's shift it to the right. Good. So that we can have our importance factor. Okay. Importance factor.